up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Podcast, episode 252. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
I'm here with Adam.
This week we watched Bed Bugs.
Big bugs. This is the final Foreign Film February film.
Yep.
And what a film to go out on.
Yeah.
Am I right? Holy
Whoa.
shit.
I don't even know where to start.
Well, I'm going to start with the aesthetic of the film. Right?
Looks great.
I love how everything looks like a pre-Fallout
Like
game.
the 60s.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it
colors.
looks like yes, it looks like the 60s if
George
technology
Jetson.
advanced. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was like, I liked the aesthetic and everything. And I liked a lot of the actors and it was like, these people wanted to fuck,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah. Like,
What was that you texted me, Trav, after you watched it? You said they're too horny to make movies? The French?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it was horny.
I agree with that 100% because, like, dude, these people, like, I mean, the one dude just wanted to fuck,
Yeah.
you know? The ex-husband shows up, of course, the neighbor. Like,
Goddamn.
everybody has a sex arc, you know?
Well,
A sark.
well, it sucked because the whole robot invasion, the whole thing with the Vonics or whatever, that was just in the background. Like, that wasn't a big
it was
deal.
just a bug.
Yeah.
Well, it's a big bug, but it's just a bug.
Yeah. And then, like, I mean, that should have been, like, I understand what they were going for,
Yeah.
right? They're, you know, I completely get that the whole idea was like, we're going to have this be something where it's like, you're going to have this really weird, like, family drama / comedy with this, like, they're stuck at, we need them to have a reason to be stuck in this house.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the reason that they were stuck in the house was really cool.
The traffic jam.
Yeah, like the traffic jam and then them locking them in the house because the threat level outside and all this kind of all that stuff. But
there was almost a full circle to like our month here because we started with a movie about a bunch of people trapped in one location.
Yeah.
And
How about that?
then,
Even OL Bar.
Yeah.
Damn.
There were parts of this movie that were hard for me to follow, just because whenever someone would go off into some sexual philosophical like thing, I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna chalk it up to French romanticism, I guess.
Yeah.
If that's what
right.
you want to even call it. But there were moments where I kind of trailed off like my attention, but then
Yeah.
like Homo Ridiculous was hilarious.
Oh, yeah,
though.
that was like
That
one of the
fucking
best parts. The way that it
and how-
opens.
Yeah, like it was like you were saying, Griffin, the aesthetic of this movie was really cool. Like I like you were saying, it had a very pre-Fallout, you know, and then it even had some Fallout beats along the way where as the movie went on, certain characters that seemed nefarious or not, like were expanded upon, and it just, I don't know, it's a weird movie, that's for sure.
Yeah. And I was expecting weird because like this dude City of Lost Children, all this kind of stuff. But like, I mean, and that movie was genuinely weird and funny. And like, it had a much better story and it was very interesting to watch play out. This was like, I don't know. It feels like somebody pitched a television series or a season of a TV show. And they're like, I think this would work better as an hour and 45-minute film. And they're like, well, how do we throw all of these different relationship dynamics into this movie while also making the threat very apparent and because there's so much going on. You've got the robots at the house that are like trying to figure out if they're human or not.
Yeah.
Then you've got the new with the creepiest shit in the world running around melting everything and like
Yeah, with the
burning
fake
books and
teeth.
yeah, oh yeah. And then you've got all the relationship stuff that's going on, and it's like it feels to me like someone wrote a television script and then tried to condense it down as much as humanly possible into under 2 hours.
What made it feel like that even more was like when they would be watching a scene and the camera would just pan down and fade out.
Yeah.
And then it would just pick up somewhere else, and it's like, okay, I guess that would have been a
Yeah.
commercial or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
it had, like you guys were talking about, it had very sitcom-y vibes for sure. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. But it's you know, it was very, and it's crazy that this released on Netflix.
yeah.
Like I would never have like pit like I don't know, man. It's just weird that it's on Netflix, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it
Well,
was
it's
super
well,
horny.
it's proof that going out of your way, because I mean, we're not gonna really get anything out of it. But there's a particular advertisement that circles through YouTube that a lot of content creators use that allow people to have access to parts of Netflix that are region locked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this one was particularly on, like, available for the Western
I watched it on
Netflix.
Netflix.
Okay. Well, it's just weird that this movie
And by
didn't get a whole
default,
lot of.
it's in English. You have to go in and switch it to French.
Really?
Yep. By
I
default.
watched
Because
it
when
in
I started
French.
watching it, I was like, is this not subtitled? And then I pulled the settings up, and it was like, oh, weird. Because it said that the original was French,
Yeah.
but just by default, set to English.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way though, I don't recall a whole lot of marketing. I know we
Just the
felt
trailer.
a couple of a couple trailers, like in the trailer dive that we take, and that was really it. Like, so I haven't done a whole lot of digging on this after my viewing of it. So do y'all know what the consensus seemed to be with it? Because I feel like it's probably a meh film for the internet. I feel like it's a hard one to really have score a demographic, because like the movie just, despite the charm and quirkiness of its visual,
Yeah.
it was still
Kind of
very,
meh.
it was can you find love in a futuristic world, or like, let's fuck.
I know the stuff that
Yeah.
I thought was cool, like the way they were living.
Yeah,
With
like
the ads that come around and play, and it was a little
whoever
yard
did
drone, and
whoever did the production, the set production for this movie, they need to be hired to do the Fallout
oh
property
yeah,
whenever it goes live action.
yeah, they're doing one.
Or
I think at is it Amazon? They're doing one somewhere.
yeah,
Saw
I
something
know.
about it the other day.
I know for sure it's been tossed around a lot. I want to say we've even reported on it.
I think I saw that they had a
No.
budget of 13 million. Well, euro.
Yeah. 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 Do y'all want to hear some of the Rotten Tomato reviews?
Yeah.
All right. So fuck Rotten Tomatoes, first of all, right?
Yeah.
Because like they're fucking anyway. But I'm just gonna hit some of these reviews here. More exhausting than inventive, dishing out a few good ideas about domestic life in the not too distant future amid jokes that tend to play like relics of the past. And then this guy said, here in a vision of the future so broad and cartoonish that it makes the fifth element seem like Solaris by comparison. Jeunet's 10-eared comic instincts
Damn.
are front and center for almost 2 full hours of singularity-driven shtick. And then this was a favorable review here. A tougher, smarter film than American sci-fi cinema buffs are used to seeing.
What?
What? Does Blade Runner not exist?
Let's just skip over that one.
Yeah, right here. This is with its Frankenstein stitching of sci-fi satire and sexual farce. Big Bug trades the humanity and longing found in Jeunet's best for ceaselessly finger-wagging, CGI-heavy spectacle that's intermittently engaging but often exhausting.
If he wasn't punching down with that commentary, I would have agreed with him.
Yeah, right.
But it's a down punch. Like I feel like some of the like the what was it earlier on? He said like a mix of something and farce.
Um, let's see. It was like, damn it. Says sci-fi satire and sexual farce with its Frankenstein.
I mean, one could argue that maybe it was what dude was going for because of how ridiculous this version of the future is.
Yeah.
But
All right, here's
definitely
another.
tell he wrote it during the pandemic.
Yeah.
They even put a little COVID joke in there.
Yeah, right. COVID 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Einstein.
This is a favorable review, and I'll move on. Big Bug is a highly binary film. It's very much a love it or leave it kind of thing, a highly specific combination of dystopian sci-fi satire and locked door existentialism. Personally, it pushes my buttons, as it were.
I mean, the awkwardness of like the shots where they'd be like, "We're talking to the head Vonix leader or whatever," and he's like, "Vote for me," and you see like the fucking dystopian shit going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that stuff to me was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because it was very off-putting.
That was the
because
thing is
this
the
movie,
cool
because
shit that
it's so
was there. They didn't go into that more.
Well,
It went the
stuff
other
that
way.
stuff that was creepy like that, but yet there was still so much color in the shot. Like very, like, very like high contrast, like very bright, a lot of like bright colors.
Yeah. And I mean, I understand what they were going for. And there's so many different ideas and like, I guess opinions or like, I guess satire would be the best way to describe it. There's so many different things that they're trying to like nail down. And like, it doesn't really hit any of them, if that makes sense.
They just tried
because
to do so
like,
many.
Yeah, exactly. Like if they would have locked everything down to like, okay, we're going to do something that's like, it's going to be about, being in lockdown, right?
Yeah.
And that's going to be the thing. Or it's like, okay, it's the contrast. Like I think Travis was saying where it was like, it's going to be this very bright and very colorful place when you're at home and in this like, suburban area. But whenever you see the rest of the world, it's real doom and gloom and like, how does your surroundings play into like how it affects your personality and all this kind of like there's a lot of different things that they could have like taken that idea and just ran specifically with that one idea. And I think that it would have came out as a better film in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just
the house spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So all this time, even after seeing the commercials, the trailers, and then watching the movie, I thought that was the mom from Hereditary. Looks like her, doesn't it?
It does.
I thought it was her until I looked it up, and I was like, oh, that's just some French actress. Like,
yeah.
She really looked like her, though.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it was just like
I was picking up what he was putting down with the, like whenever he told them all, he's like, all right, I'll turn the air on, but y'all got to be on the episode of the show. And then he's got them. He plays a video of what we did to animals.
Yeah.
And then the joy on his face.
Yeah.
That's what I think every time I see those videos of that robotic company with those damn, they got the little dogs and then they got the the robots that are moving boxes and doing the obstacle course.
And they're kicking them
yeah,
over.
every time I see those videos of them kicking them, I'm like, that motherfucker's gonna remember that shit, man. Like 40 years from now, they're gonna be like, yeah, motherfucker, you know, because they don't forget.
No,
they're all
dude.
tapped in.
Well, especially we're uploading footage of us doing it. It's like, what? Those are the people that's going to go down first, you know?
And then they didn't really go into that anymore because I was like, well, someone has to be, a person has to be, you know, at the top of this.
Yeah.
Like making this happen. Because, like, why are they programmed to?
Yeah.
I mean, the bot was the government.
Yeah. It's just like,
it was all
I get
over
what.
The place.
It was, man. I get what they were going
trying to
for.
do too
but
much
damn.
at one time,
like I said, it was like it was a TV show.
Yeah. It may have worked better as a TV show.
I think it would have, dude.
Well, you would have had time to flesh all that out.
Yeah, and really saw how, like, because realistically, they were only locked up for, like, what, a day?
Yeah.
Day and a half? I mean, could you imagine if they did this as a series and it was, like, over the course of, like, weeks or months?
Yeah.
And it's like them, because that's the thing that they're trying to hook you with is, like, they're trying to hook you with the sex, right?
Yeah.
But what we really want as an audience, well, for the most part, is, like, the fucked up drama that comes with all this. It's like you've got the man and the woman, they got a divorce. He's banging his secretary, you know, and she's way younger and arguably more attractive, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And then you have the daughter that was adopted, you know, and they, like, that right there, that dynamic alone with her and this dude that she's like kind of seeing but not really seeing, and them all locked in the house, like that in and of itself is enough drama to sustain a film like this. If they would have made it, instead of trying to make it this weird like sex comedy, and if they would have made it more of like a sci-fi, like almost horror film, I think it would have came off as a little bit more genuine, if that makes sense.
That
like
makes sense.
To me it would have anyway, because you could really like explore these relationships and like what caused the relationship between those two people to fall apart.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that was explained, was it? So, and then you see why the relationship between the main chick and the dude that she's like seeing or whatever, like he was just faking everything just to get some pussy.
We got that from the robot looking at him.
Yeah,
she took the little thing and was like, he's not about it. He's just trying to get laid.
Yeah. And then we find out, like, okay, so the neighbor lady that you would assume would be the annoying neighbor lady that really wasn't all that annoying was banging her robot sex
son,
whatever.
I don't.
Yeah, it's so that got super weird for a second, you know.
Yeah,
and I mean, it's like the son she never had, but she's like in love with him and she's banging him. It's like this is too much, man.
It's weird.
Yeah.
There was a lot of potential with a story like that, but when it went off, I was just like,
Yeah, I could take it or leave it, you know. I mean, I thought it was, you know, it was what it was. It was fine for what it was trying to be. But I feel like it fell short in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It's crazy that like this was on Netflix and it was in English by default. That's nuts.
You had to go in and change it to French.
They're really banking on, like, I guess sex sells, but
and let me tell you, if you thought it was goofy, the voiceover.
Oh,
whoa!
I can only imagine.
Like that robot's voice.
Yeah. I mean, I might want to have to watch it again just with the voice. Like
probably made it better.
Right.
It did feel like a soap opera. Like
it did.
All of the like, they're standing in the closet talking and sweating and I'm just like, what? And then he cuts the air on and there's icicles already forming. It's like
Yeah,
that
right.
fast.
In
There was
just
a
a matter of
little
hours.
the robot was kind of a little on the Nazi side,
A little bit,
coming
yeah.
there book burning and
Yeah.
all these
Could you
fines. They're
imagine?
like, that's against the law. And he's like, I am the law.
Yeah.
Law.
I mean, but think about it though. Like, how much more interesting would it have been if, like, the AI that controls the house goes full Hal on them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's no physical representation. And this robot is like performing these weird, like, social experiments where it's locking certain people in certain rooms together
Yeah.
for extended periods of time to force them to interact with one another. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
because that's what the maid, the
yeah,
house bot, she was constantly learning shit. And it's like, how have you not learned all this already?
exactly,
Like,
right. It's kind
someone
yeah.
would say a word and she would pull the definition up. And
Yeah, she's
it's
like, I
like, it's the
downloaded
first
a
time you ever
soul.
heard that? Like, why?
Yeah,
And then
right.
you kept having this thing where her and the other robots would go in the other room and be like, all right, we got to,
Yeah.
like they had this thing they were planning. That never went anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they thought that I guess they were afraid that the
Because
fucking
they'd be obsolete.
family. Yeah.
In a house
well,
full of obsolete tech. The house looked like a museum.
yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, obviously, it's a family that doesn't get rid of the old tech because she still had her little kid robot.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll help you clean your room.
And when they connected that old computer to the internet and it got online, I was like, bullshit. You can't do that.
Yeah.
The browser's out of date.
Yeah.
It won't work.
Yeah. You can't download Chrome.
All she cared about was going on their little trip. But then by the end of the
Oh.
movie, they leave. Young hot girl leaves with the other guy. The family's back together.
The kid jumps out of the car.
These drones show up.
Yeah, right.
And fucking kill the bot. And then they're like, everything's good.
Yeah, everything's fine. And that scene was funny as fuck, where he was in there like on that computer doing some shit, and then he was like, the guy walked in there and he accidentally hit that button, and he's like, "Fuck!"
Yeah,
that was kind of funny. I laughed about that shit, but
it definitely had some funny, spots. But
I mean, dude, there was a scene where she was like being spanked.
Yeah,
and I was just like, "What?"
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like off-putting.
No.
But it kind of was. Why? Yeah. I mean, she was like
what did that
super
add to the?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, is everybody there really that horny?
I guess, dude.
Or is that's just his commentary on people?
I think
that's all they care about.
Well, I think the commentary that he was trying to make is like, when everybody went into lockdown, they didn't have anything to do but fuck.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
really.
See, during our lockdown, we were just sitting at home. These motherfuckers were being held hostage.
Exactly.
I don't think I'd be worried about fucking in their situation. Like,
no, not at all. I don't know, dude. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I'm a half star on it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I've got to give it the half star treatment as well.
I don't think I've seen a review, like a score over 50 for it.
That makes sense. I mean, it was either too smart for me or too dumb for me. I don't
think it was that.
Yeah, I don't know. And like 20-year-old me would have loved this.
I don't know.
It would have been to me, if I would have watched it when I was 20, it would be a cult classic thing because of just how ridiculous it was and how, sexy it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it might be different if you go back and see it a while. But now that I know,
yeah,
it's kind of that thing. I'm just waiting. I was like, all right, it's gonna get good any minute. Checking the time.
Last 10 minutes is like, we got to wrap all this shit up real quick.
all of it,
And
you
like,
know?
yeah, like Jesus. So, yeah, I gotta give it the half-star treatment as well.
Yeah, I think everybody has.
Yeah, right.
Like the only thing it
And
has going for it are just a few. Like I've seen clips online where people have taken the scenes, like the dogs at the beginning, and
yeah,
stuff like that.
but I think this is gonna fade into obscurity,
Man, there might be a reason why it's on Netflix.
Yeah,
Go to
yeah,
the
for
theater
sure,
or nothing.
right? Yeah. Well, we'll get Trav's star
I
when
have
he
a
gets
feeling I know
back.
what it's gonna be.
What you
He's
feeling?
gonna give it. He might give it no star, but
He
for sure a
might.
half.
I got a feeling
The
that
Trav's
tonight's
gonna give a half star.
all right, all right. All right, so first up on some movie news here, we have Tom Hanks reunites with Forrest Gump team after 3 decades for new
Wow.
film. So he's teaming up with his former colleagues Eric Roth and Robert Zemeckis for a new project. The trio first came into the union for the 94 Best Picture winner Forrest Gump, which starred Hanks, was written by Roth, and was helmed by director Zemeckis. Now all three are going to work together on Here, an adaptation of Richard Maguire's novel of the same name. The project has very recently gone into production and is reported amidst the films being eyed for distribution by major studios and streaming services. The film will see Hanks, Roth, and Zemeckis essaying their respective creative roles from Forrest Gump. For that film, the trio went on to win Academy Award for Best Actor, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Director, with the film winning in a total of 6 categories. Here was originally published as a 6-page comic strip in 1989. Maguire then went on to write a 300-page illustrated graphic novel on the original, which was published in 2014. Here is regarded as one of the most successful and groundbreaking comic strips and is known for its unique approach towards short-form storytelling. The 6-page strip depicted the story of a room and the events that occurred in that space at different points in time. The strip became famous for interlocking panels to depict a timeless and ageless story wherein hundreds of thousands of years intertwine with each other, breathtakingly manipulating time and space in a single location. The novel was an expansion of the strip and would be the one that Roth will adapt for the screen. Just like Forrest Gump, Here will go forth and back in time, but way beyond the 30 years span that depicted the character's life in the former. The film is set to be produced jointly by Zemeckis' Image Movers and Hank's Playtone, thus making it a more cordial project for both, as they will also execute joint duties as producers. So I've never heard of that comic strip.
No, it's called
But
Here, a 6-page comic strip. They're gonna turn into a movie.
well, it was a 6-page comic strip in 1989, and
Yeah,
then they did a 300-page illustrated graphic novel
based a book on
that
it.
was published in 2014. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's
Book's
pretty
got good
interesting.
reviews.
Yeah.
90% like the book.
So, and that's
Zemeckis is like
pretty.
gotta be in his 70s.
Yeah, right.
I'm DTW.
Yeah. And like I'm looking at some of the panels here, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's very interesting what this dude was doing. So I'm gonna drop this in general here, and this may give us a glimpse into maybe how the film will be. So as you can see here, you've got this same room,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got the time. The square with the two people sitting on the couch is like what
1988.
1988, yeah. And I'm assuming that what's happening in the rest of it is either modern day or 19 fucking
It's like every
97
corner of
or
the
whatever.
room's a flashback or a.
Yeah. So I think what they'll do is they'll do this really unique way of storytelling where maybe it'll be almost like a fixed camera perspective.
And yeah, as it spins, you see what's going on around it.
Yeah,
like I see this other one where somebody's putting up a thing on the wall. I'll put it on. It's the same
room.
Yeah, but like there's kids on the floor. You got that going on over there.
Yeah.
You know, over there in 83, there's somebody putting the picture up.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
Yeah, it would be really cool if it was like a fixed camera and these little pop-ins happen where it tells the story of what happened, what all this space has been through, and like how it's
top.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's kind of a genius idea, you know? I think that they could do some really creative things with that. So, and then Hank's associated with it and gonna star in it. I mean, that could be.
Chops.
Yeah, well, he's been in a couple. Yeah, he's been in a couple of good things, you know. So, next up here, John Carpenter discusses Escape from New York threequel, backs Wyatt Russell as Snake Plissken. So, John Carpenter has discussed the idea of ever bringing the proposed Escape from New York sequel, Escape from Earth, to life. While discussing the project with fandom, Carpenter revealed what he believes the movie would look like if it were made today, and even backs the idea of Kurt Russell's son, Wyatt, taking on the iconic role of Snake Plissken. But what would Escape from Earth look like if it were finally made today? So according to Carpenter here, depends on the story. Escape from Earth was kind of Snake Plissken in a space capsule flying interstellar. So there'd be a lot of special effects in it, which I never cared about too much. But that's what it would look like. While Carpenter says he does not care too much about special effects laden movies, the idea of Snake Plissken in space sounds like nothing less than cinematic majesty. Co-written, co-scored, and directed by John Carpenter, Escape from New York, the first installment in the franchise, introduces audiences to Kurt Russell as ex-soldier and current federal prisoner Snake Plissken. Who was given just 24 hours to rescue the President of the United States, who has crash landed in Manhattan, which is now a giant maximum security prison. The sequel, Escape from LA, is basically the same thing. Escape from Earth would have picked up with Snake Plissken right after the ending of Escape from LA, which saw him activating a super weapon known as the Sword of Damocles. The weapon ends all technological activity on the planet permanently, plunging Earth into a new dark age, and concluding with Snake proving why he is considered one of the greatest silver screen anti-heroes of all time as he lights a cigarette and says, "Welcome to the human race." Sadly, Russell has dismissed the idea of returning to the role of Snake Plissken, believing it to be a young man's role. And while there have reportedly been plans to reboot Escape from New York for some time, Carpenter responded eagerly to the idea of any future Escape from project being led by Kurt Russell's son, Wyatt Russell, instead. So that would be kind of interesting.
I had no idea that Wyatt Russell was John Walker, a.k.a. Captain America.
Yeah.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I mean, he looks just like young Kurt Russell, right? Like
he did a great job on that show.
Yeah, he really did. Yeah.
I had no idea that was his son. Like,
yeah.
You know, usually when you build someone like that and they have a famous, you know, they usually go off that. It's like, well, this is Kurt Russell's son. Ooh, you know.
Yeah.
But they didn't even touch that. It was just like, no, this guy's just new.
Yeah. But
it's funny how the universe works, man. I saw the clip a few nights ago of him putting in the Earth code 666. I watched that whole clip just like 2 nights ago. And here we are with more Escape from New York news. Like,
yeah, it's crazy, man. It's like they knew, you know.
That's his son.
Yeah. Yeah, he was great in Falcon Winter Soldier, man.
Great job. Like, and he hit all of the high notes. Like he was playing the hero, and then the bad guy, and then
then he redeemed himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it shows all of the range he's got.
Yeah. And I'm okay with that. He's been in a couple of things here, you know. He was in.
He's in that Overlord.
Yeah, he was in that. God, come on. He was in 22 Jump Street, Cold in July. He's got some upcoming stuff. Let's see. I mean, he hasn't really. Yeah. But I think
he was in Escape from L.A. That's his first movie.
Orphan Boy.
Yeah.
That's
Full
cool.
circle, dude.
He was in Soldier too. Kurt Russell was in that. Yeah.
Let's bring your kid to work day.
Yeah, right. He played young Kurt Russell in that movie, which is pretty interesting, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that that's good casting, and I think that like if they want to do it, now's the time to do it.
It's time.
Because if Wyatt is interested, you're still going to be able to get him fairly cheap right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was in Falcon Winter Soldier, but if they have big plans for him in the future in the Marvel universe, then
going up.
his tag is just going to continue to rise. So yeah, I mean, and if John Carpenter is on board to do it, then why the hell not? Or at least like produce it and write it or whatever he wants to do. And then we've got some more Carpenter news here. It says Carpenter would love to revisit The Thing in a sequel with Kurt Russell. So John Carpenter is open to making a sequel to two of his most iconic 1980s efforts, The Thing and Prince of Darkness. Thanks to the recent emergence of so-called legacy sequels, with 2018's Halloween being one of the most successful examples, Carpenter spoke with fandom about which of his other hits he would like to revisit. He said, maybe The Thing, maybe Prince of Darkness. I could see a little bit more of that, but we'll see. You never know in this business. You really don't. Now, don't get it twisted. Blumhouse Productions currently working on a project based around The Thing, but this will reportedly be a reboot/retelling rather than a follow-up. With this in mind, it seems that Carpenter is also open to exploring the further adventures of Kurt Russell's MacReady in The Thing 2. Oh man, well, I just think that there's another bit of story to tell there, which I'm not going to tell you about. But there have been some discussions about The Thing and what we could do because, as far as we know, both those two main characters, Childs and MacReady, are still alive. They were still alive at the end of The Thing. So maybe they're still alive. A sequel to The Thing is surely something that fans of the cult horror classic would be very curious to see. But with Kurt Russell return, Carpenter seems to think it could happen. And then he said, I don't know, maybe. Like what?
Yeah.
While The Thing follows a group of American research scientists in remote Antarctica who stumble upon a parasitic extraterrestrial, Prince of Darkness similarly follows a small gang of quantum physics students in Los Angeles who are asked to assist a Catholic priest in investigating an ancient cylinder of liquid discovered in a monastery, which they come to find is a sentient liquid embodiment of Satan. Prince of Darkness has been described by John Carpenter as the second installment in what the filmmaker calls his Apocalypse trilogy, which begins with The Thing and concludes with In the Mouth of Madness. And certainly they all lend themselves to further explanation. Do you read Cutter Sane?
Cutter Sane?
Sutter Kane?
Yeah.
Cutter Sane?
I don't know.
Sutter
Maybe.
Kane? Yeah, I don't know.
That's funny. They're like, you think he'd want to do it? I don't know. Maybe. And
Yeah,
they're like, he seems to think he'd want to do it. Dude, he would do it.
Yeah,
if the
I know,
script's
right?
there, you know he would come back. In between making those Santa Claus movies.
Yeah. Well, to me, like, Mouth of Madness doesn't need a sequel.
No.
The Thing doesn't need a sequel, in my opinion.
Not really.
I think with them ending the film where those Childs and MacReady are still alive, and neither one of them know if the other one's the Thing.
Yeah.
And
that's
then that being, exactly.
Like going back and like could fuck that up.
Yeah, exactly. But there is one John Carpenter property that I would absolutely love to see them do a sequel to now, and that would be Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, yeah.
Because you could have it be, it was all about, the Pork Chop Express, Jack Burton in this weird, fucked up, this crazy, story that he finds himself into. You pick up with Jack Burton, older, getting ready to retire, and he goes to another city. And instead of having it being based on the Eastern, I guess it would be what, Chinese, the Chinese, mythologies and things that are going on there. And you just have it take place with a different culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I had to look to make sure, but they were talking about doing another one, but it wasn't with Kurt Russell.
No, it was a remake with The Rock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Which is dude, fuck that.
Yeah.
That Big Trouble in Little China is perfect.
It is a perfect. They can go back
film.
and do the 30 years later.
Yeah, exactly.
He's aged. It makes sense.
Yeah. And they could even get some of that legacy cast back in there along with Kurt Russell, and it's a whole new adventure. I mean, I commented on this thing on Twitter a while back, and it was this movie Twitter page. I don't remember what the name of it was, but it was 4 photos from Big Trouble in Little China, and they're like, how would you describe Big Trouble in Little China? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the only way that I can describe Big Trouble in Little China is it's this is what I put on the post. It's a live action Dungeons and Dragons campaign, because it's so over the top. It makes no fucking sense whenever you really break everything down.
Doesn't make sense.
You know what I mean? There's magic. There's all this. Yes. And it's great. And you can't add The Rock to it and expect to make that better.
We don't have to put The Rock is everything, dude. Well, I would say John Cena over him if Kurt Russell.
Yeah, right. Back. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, The Rock's great and everything, but it's Kurt Russell.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean,
it's hard to see anybody else playing that role.
Yeah. And it's hard, Blumhouse is doing the Thing fucking reboot again. It's already been done once. We did a Was It Worth It?
Yeah.
Well, and that was really a prequel, but it hit the same beats as the original.
Yeah. It's the same movie.
Yeah. And it was cool the way that they weaved in a lot of the imagery from the original into the prequel to kind of give it that cohesive feel to it. But it was basically a retelling of that story. Now Blumhouse is wanting to do a reboot / remake of it, and it's you don't need it. You have 2 versions of this film. You had one that came out in 83, and then you had one that came out in 2011.
That's exactly when it came out.
I mean, let's just leave it alone.
Yeah, unless you're gonna bring him in
and
do
let's pick it up.
That's the only way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but next up here, Francis Ford Coppola will finance his next film, Megalopolis, with his own $120 million. So the Godfather director, Francis Ford Coppola, is planning to put up over $100 million of his own money to finance his dream project, Megalopolis. In the works for several years, Megalopolis is described as an ambitious love story akin to a Roman epic, but set in a timeless New York City. The film centers on an architect's dream of building a utopia after a disaster ravages the city. Megalopolis has been rejected by many studios over the years, but that hasn't deterred Coppola from making one last push. Megalopolis, they just try to put it in here as much as they can.
Yeah.
Officially announced last year, with Coppola eyeing Oscar Isaac, Kate Blanchett, Forrest Whitaker, Jon Voight, Zendaya, Michelle Pfeiffer, Jessica Lange, and James Caan to star. It's been over a decade since Coppola's last film, Twixt, was released, and the legendary filmmaker is eager to return to movies. Coppola says he wants to make a movie that'll be remembered for ages and one everybody will see at least once a year forever, like 1946's It's a Wonderful Life. So he did an interview with GQ, and he discussed his undertaking to bring to life his longtime passion project and how he is willing to spend a fortune if that's what it takes to make the film. This isn't the first time Coppola has self-financed a movie. He did the same with Apocalypse Now and One from the Heart, with the latter's box office performance leaving him bankrupt. But he is willing to take that risk again. I mean, with a name like that, right? It
Nick
really
Cage's
like,
grandfather.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's like, can I be in the movie? He's like, I don't have a role for you, man. But I could like Godfather has almost cemented that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Godfather is one of those films that you can revisit once a
yeah.
year. That is a timeless classic. You know what I mean? And like whenever you look at his filmography, it's like he has some bangers, dude. Like legit bangers.
He's filmmaking royalty.
Yeah, and it's like you're gonna self-finance. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure it's gonna be like a great film, you know.
Yeah.
But like 120 million is a lot, you know.
He's worth 400. I
Well,
had
he
to
can
look
give
that
it
up. I was like, what is he
Yeah.
worth?
Yeah. I mean, The Godfather.
That's how much he believes in it.
2. Yeah.
But it could be a bust.
Yeah.
It's like he's like, you know, a movie like It's a Wonderful Life, and it's like, yeah, people don't really watch that anymore.
Yeah.
Not like they used to.
No,
It's not
I mean
a
it's kind.
life. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of falling off.
But
you know?
Apocalypse Now.
Yeah. Godfather. I don't know,
He's
dude.
a powerhouse of a director.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So I'm interested to see, you know, what comes of it. And like my thing is too is like he's been trying to sell this movie for years. Why can't he get like Apple, Netflix, Hulu? Like he could get someone to help finance the project. I mean, if I work at Netflix and Francis Ford Coppola,
we're making it.
He walks into the office and he's like, I want to make this movie called, and I'm like, don't say anything else. Here's a pile of cash.
Here's a blank check.
Yeah, go make your movie. You know? Go make your funny picture. You know? Like, just do it's Francis Ford Coppola, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I mean, this is kind of an interesting idea, though. It's like he's going to put his money up, he's going to make the film, then he's going to find someone to like buy the rights to distribute it.
Yeah.
And then he'll take a higher percentage, being the director and being the investor of it. So if it's a banger,
that may be one of the reasons why he wants to do it himself, because like complete control.
Yeah.
No studio can tell him what to do.
Yeah.
He can actually make the movie he wants to make.
I didn't know he self-financed. He wants, you know.
What you call it? I didn't know that he had financed Apocalypse Now, but sounds like that movie wouldn't have got made if he didn't.
Mean,
so
it needed to be made, you know. So
we wouldn't have got the smell of napalm quote, dude.
Yeah.
Great flick. Last up here, Wayne's World 3 could take inspiration from Bill and Ted Face the Music. So
But
Wayne's World.
Should they?
Yeah. Well, all right. So Wayne's World director Penelope Spheris has addressed the possibility of a third outing, suggesting that it could flow a similar path to recent Slacker sequel, Bill and Ted Face the Music. In an interview with PopCulture.com, Spheris played it coy when discussing a potential Wayne's World 3, but did suggest that those fans who want to see it should send their request directly to Paramount. I don't know. This is what she said. I don't know. People send me storylines for Wayne's World 3, And my answer to them is it's called intellectual property, guys, and that belongs to Paramount. So why don't you send your idea to Paramount? It seems that fans of Mike Myers, Wayne, and Dana Carvey's Garth have been sending Spheris their ideas for a long awaited third movie, an idea that the filmmaker is on board with, though, is the beloved duo as fathers in a similar vein to how Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter returned for 2020's Bill and Ted Face the Music. People send me pictures. If they've got twins or something, they'll send me their kids dressed up as Wayne and Garth, a little 3-year-old or whatever. It would be really cool to see young kids as Wayne and Garth running around, but still have the older dads around. And then it goes into what it is and all this kind of stuff. So, I mean, Paramount doesn't want to touch the property, it sounds like. So, and I mean,
well, maybe someone
really,
there like holds it near and dear to their heart.
And yeah, they don't want to get fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, I didn't really think there needed to be a second one, but
yeah.
But they shouldn't copy Bill and Ted because we just got that.
Yeah, right.
Now,
yeah.
That movie has pretty good scores online. Like on Rotten Tomatoes, it's like an 83. But y'all, I got about 30 minutes into it, and I was like, not today.
I too watched it and was very
underwhelmed.
Yeah, the victory lap lasted all of about 30 minutes.
I mean, sometimes it'd be like that, you know?
Although I would say there's something funny to the idea of like, say Wayne's trying to do his whole get the band back together moment.
Do another big, or their kids are trying to do a concert.
He hasn't seen Garth in a long time, and he goes and like knocks on the door or whatever. You don't see any real big revealing shots yet, but the door creeps open and you see Garth. His hair's all fucking crazy. It's Dana Carvey just like, "What do you want?" Or like he looks like he's about to say it, and then he goes, "What's up, man?" And he brightens up, and it's like a really nice fucking suburban home.
Yeah, like he's got his shit together.
Yeah,
and the kids.
Well,
like, dude, that brute really paid off, man.
I could see like Wayne and Garth have moved past. They did the public access. They moved on to like network television, right? They put the concert on. I could see them being podcasters, right?
Yeah.
They've moved over from
like a YouTube show.
Yeah, having a YouTube show, doing like Good Mythical Morning,
yeah,
type stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I could see them being like podcasters or something like that, and like they're still stuck in. And this would be a really cool commentary on nostalgia, right? They're still stuck in that like early '90s, you know, or early to mid '90s, like everything. Their speech, their quotes that they're using, the references that they're still stuck in it. And like they have kids, they're married, you know, they have to like organize an event for like the school or something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of take tropes from, you know, from the first movie and the second movie and kind of mash them together. Where like they're podcasting, they're doing the podcasting thing. Maybe they get introduced to try to spread awareness. They're trying to start like a YouTube series or something, you know, like a YouTube show. And that plays into like all of the stuff with the first movie. Then they're trying to organize an event for their kids, and they're booking bands from that era.
Yeah.
And it's like, we don't even like half these bands
like, they don't even know who Aerosmith is.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
They're like, what?
Yeah. I mean, they could do something really cool, you know, something really interesting there. But I don't know.
I would say out of all the Mike Myers shit, dude, it's time for another Austin Power movie.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. When did the last one come out? Like 2003?
Something like that.
2005, maybe?
It was been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So, but Trav, what are you gonna rate Big Bug?
Mm. Hmm.
I mean,
I hate to do it, guys, but
You going no star?
I'm going no star, man.
Adam called it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna try to give it no star.
Yeah, Adam called it. Yeah, I mean, it got
So it
one.
got a star.
It got a star. Yeah.
And we're
Do
being
you
generous.
do you feel like if you would have watched this movie 15 years ago, the same exact movie that we got, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that it would have been on the shelf?
I could absolutely have seen this movie be one of those small stacks of movies that
The
my
weird
wife
pile.
and I used to go around. Yeah, like there would be some places we'd go movie buying and they would have, the more out there top films and stuff. And yeah, I could have seen this being one I would have grabbed up as an impulse buy. But granted, like that's still at a very cheap price.
Yeah, like a $2 buy.
Yeah, and movies like this in general, they always have the problem of it's not that we've seen this movie before, but it's that we've been taken to like that level of unsettling,
Yeah,
and it can only hold you for so long.
yeah, absolutely.
I would say like the way I've been explaining this movie to people though is it's like they took the music video for Black Hole Sun and made it a 90-minute movie.
Yeah.
I mean, legit though, right?
Like
That's
They
I
for
even
didn't
real.
even
had a
think about
scene in there,
that.
like where they're doing the close-ups of their faces
And
when
the
it would get
smile was old.
uncomfortably close. Like,
Yeah, the
Yeah, yeah.
disturbing smile that the Vonics had, man.
yeah,
Like I'm sitting there just like, just fucking just
you
watching
could
the
straight
watching
recut a
the
music
thing.
video with this movie.
Yeah, for real. Might be a
Um,
new project, you know?
yeah, absolutely. If this movie had beaten a lot of other movies to the punch, then I probably would have been like, yeah, man, watch this. But unfortunately, it is what it is.
Yeah. It is what it is. Well, y'all wanna do some trailers here? We got a pretty
Sure.
good little lineup here of the trailers.
What's this Elvis?
You Elvis movie.
Sup with some grandma, man.
That's what Tom Hanks plays Colonel Tom Parker. Remember, that's what he was filming in Australia when he got COVID.
Oh yeah,
They
that's
were down
right.
there
Yeah.
Oh,
filming
is
the
this
Elvis
the one
movie.
about him doing the army stuff, his stunt in the army or whatever? Or that's a highlight that's gonna be.
It might be in there, but they're kind of. It's like they're finally doing. You know how you got like the Johnny Cash movie, the Ray. They're finally
Yeah.
doing an Elvis movie like that, like a big
Oh,
budget.
okay.
Biopic.
I can't remember the filmmaker's name, but he's like a huge Elvis fan. I was watching like little updates from them as they were working on it
Yeah.
because we just don't have one of those. Like they've made movies, but not with this kind of budget and not like with having the rights to everything to use it. And
Yeah, yeah.
you know when you watch those damn biopics where they can't even use the fucking music,
Yeah. That shit
the
sucks.
Jimi Hendrix one.
Yeah. That was that wasn't a bad fucking
They couldn't
movie
even let them
either.
use the music. The
Yeah.
the one they made about Nirvana couldn't use one
Yeah.
tune. But I've been waiting on this for about 2 years.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a minute, right?
Yeah.
I'm ready, man. Let's
Yeah.
fucking
I'm hoping it's good. But the best Elvis movie is that one that Showtime made.
Elvis meets Nixon.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
He's like,
That
let me get
shit's
a little on there. We'll
fucking
put them, make sure one with the sprinkles on them, man. You know?
great. We need to do that on the pod
Shit's
sometime,
funny.
man. It's fucking great.
But yeah, let's peep
It
it.
is.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let me turn this down. All right, 3, 2, 1, play. that a Skarsgård? He looks familiar.
Austin Butler.
See, we're getting the proper origin.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Ah, that's Tex.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
That's where I recognize him from. Got the voice. Is that Harvey Keitel? He's got the voice down. Piece of shit. Elvis never played a show outside the U.S.
That's fucking nuts. Really?
Not one, because Mr. Colonel Tom Parker there was an illegal immigrant and he didn't have papers.
Ah.
So he was, and it's like, well, you don't have to go to every show. And he's like, he was the one that collected the money.
Yeah, of course, you know.
But that's just crazy to think he never played outside the U.S.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I can't wait to see that, man. It looks.
So I'm saying with the budget.
It looks like they threw some money on it for sure.
Yeah. And the dude's kind of got the look and the voice, like
he kind of looks like dude from True Detective from season 2. Taylor Kitsch, yeah, that's his name.
Yeah, I could see where I could say that.
I looks like him, but
he was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Tex.
Yeah, he was
something stupid like Rex or.
Yeah, the kid on the horse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Either way, looks like it'll be. It's going to be interesting seeing the dynamic between him and that manager.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know a lot about
Tom Hanks going full body suit.
Yeah. But
like that's why he got stuck in Vegas doing all those Vegas shows. Colonel Tom would go out and gamble and rack up debt, and then he would promise more shows. Yeah.
That's fucked. So he's a piece of shit?
He is a piece of shit, but he did break him out.
Right.
He was Hank Snow's manager, and that's why Elvis wanted to work with him, because like Hank Snow blew up.
Yeah.
Big, So, but he never turned his back on him. Like Elvis stuck with him. Like,
huh? Yeah, I'm interested, man. We've gotten some pretty good biopics the last couple of years, and this looks like it's going to be another banger, man. Might have to go fucking peep that at the theater, the theater. What's this black crab about? I think I had that in high school.
You had black crabs?
Yeah. I don't know where they came from.
I think I watched a show of a band called Black Crab one time.
We're Black Crab. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, I'm ready for this.
All right, it's got the chick from Prometheus.
Naomi?
Prometheus.
And I guess I could say lamb. All right,
yeah.
3, 2, 1, play.
So it's got a lamb in it?
Mama Lamb.
Is this Ukraine?
Too soon.
Oh.
This looks scary.
What the fuck?
Whoa.
Is there going to be like some... Oh, I was going to say. Like, out there to fight a big black crab? Soldiers on ice?
From the people who brought you Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
From the producers of Cats.
And a Jerry Bruckheimer production. It's only the beginning. Oh. Whoa.
Damn.
Bunch of dead.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Yeah. Ta-da!
Excuse me. Ooh, that's cold. Unlock the new Naomi Rapace skin for Call of Duty Warzone. Black Crab.
Get the new epic Black Crab bundle. Only in the in-game store. It looks pretty interesting, though. I'd pay $2,000 for her skin.
Ooh.
Our hot Ed game.
Make a shoe hole and not a
All right, we've got some Chris pining over here.
Chris Pine?
I've been pining for a minute,
Chris Pine and Dollar General Jack Reacher.
Yeah, what's up, Pine?
Here's the thing, man. Like, okay, his role in Wonder Woman was okay, and then it got real weird in that second one. When are they going to get him in Marvel?
He's definitely superhero material.
I mean, we've got
a look.
Well, I did read that the next installment of his Star Trek series is gonna it's got the green light and it's very much in production. So we have some more James Kirk to look forward to from him. So that's something.
Is Peg writing it?
Apparently the whole team's back.
I mean,
good. Okay.
They can't make one without him.
Peg.
And if anybody else tries to make one, he's like, "You'll do nothing. You'll do nothing.
It's my franchise. You'll do nothing."
I have to bring it up since you mentioned Discount Jack Reacher. Y'all know that new Reacher show that's on Amazon?
Jack Reacher around?
Yeah. So I watched the first episode with my grandparents, and they went on to watch it all, finish it. So I was thinking about watching some more of it the other night, but I text my grandfather, and I was like, "Hey, did you finish that show?" And he's like, "Yeah, all 8 episodes." And I said, I was thinking about firing it up, but let me just ask, like, is it going to get woke? Because if it is, I don't even want to You waste my time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And he said, it's the most unwoke thing I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
And I was like, all right.
Fired it up. That's fucking great. That is fucking.
I
That's
did enjoy
funny.
the first episode. I like the guy that plays him.
He's big.
He is, dude. They said
He's the.
they said he looks like Lou Ferrigno kind of, and he is. He's big like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
ooh, we could do a little Hulk TV series here.
That boy, thick boy. All right, let's do some contractor. Is he a home renovator?
Contracting. Possibly. All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Military contractor. Haven't seen that
Isn't
guy
that
in
Ben
something in a while.
Foster?
It is.
He's an underrated actor, I'd say.
Yeah.
Fucking. $24.
Yeah. We saw what Fauci did.
Hell, Fauci. Ben Foster's really good in Alpha Dogs.
Is he in Hell or High Water with him?
Yeah.
That was a fucking incredible movie.
Let him.
I mean,
for what it's about, it looks good.
yeah.
Contracting.
I'd rather watch that than what was it, Steven Seagal film?
Under
Where he like
Siege.
never left he never left the chair, like every shot was him in a chair.
I mean, that's been every one of them in the past like 10 years.
Yeah, true.
He always
Have
looks
y'all
like
seen
he's
how-
looking at the sun.
Or like
He does.
he just looked at you from looking at the sun. Like
Oh my God.
he's taking in all the retina blindness or whatever.
Have y'all seen Hell or High Water?
I have.
Yes.
I
Got,
really like that.
Oh, dude in it.
Yeah, it's got fucking Jeff
Bowski.
Bridges. Yeah. That was a fucking great movie, I thought.
Yeah. It's been a while.
I know. We might have to fucking pod it sometime, you know?
I am
So
so
we
excited
got-
to see this show.
Yeah, we've got a fucking is this a real trailer for this?
Yeah.
We got a teaser, right?
Mhm.
I'm ready for it, dude. Planting.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. It's going to be so good. Crazy on you? Swashbuckling. Ooh. Jesus Christ, look at the grill. That's gonna be funny.
That's gonna be fucking genius, man.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Billions. The Nan.
So I
Warner
can't
Brothers
remember.
UK.
I can't remember her name, but she was on Doctor Who. The redhead, early seasons.
Oh
I
fuck.
can't remember her name, but she's playing the Nan here.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
So she's gonna be annoying
Captain
as fuck.
Tate.
Yeah. All right, let's fucking see what this. Let's see what this is all about.
3, 2, 1, play.
Oh God.
They made her look fucking 80 years old.
Yeah.
I don't know what I've seen that dude in, but he's funny. There must be a show or something because they're saying it's coming to the big screen.
Yeah. All right. Isn't it, though? You know?
It was a show.
How long did it run?
It's like a spin-off character she did, so there's only like 4 episodes.
Oh, but she's
She
going to the
had
big
that
screen.
Catherine Tate's, some kind of like variety show.
Yeah.
I think it was some kind of spin-off of that. Fucking Nan, dude.
Oh, my. Yeah, I mean, you know. I'd hang out with her, you know, isn't it? So.
Yeah, that laugh.
I mean,
You tell the difference between her and a dolphin.
Yeah, right. It's speaking to me.
Or like a card stuck in the wheel of a bicycle.
Yeah.
All right, well, Panama. Is this a biopic about Van Halen?
It's much serious than that.
Oh, okay.
But perhaps.
Oh, it's got fucking Gibson in it. It's got the Gib in it.
I don't even know you're gonna call him Gib.
This comment says if Gibson does about 10 more of these, he can team up with Bruce Willis.
Oh,
that's rough.
all you need to know.
Yeah, right.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
My, how the mighty have fallen.
He's like a fixer. I like him more than I do Willis, though.
Yeah.
Welcome to the jungle. That's funny they did that.
Who the fuck mixed this goddamn trailer?
Did you see that guy's comment? He said, can't decide if it should be considered for worst sound mix in a trailer or worst song in a trailer.
It's the fucking mix, man.
Yeah, it sounds like shit. Distorted.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep that thing under 15, man.
I mean, I would rather watch that over like the last fucking 15 Bruce Willis trailers that we've watched. If I saw that on and I saw it was Mel Gibson, I would watch it. If I saw it on and I saw that it had fucking Bruce Willis in it, I'd probably just like pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I probably just wouldn't watch TV that day.
I mean, Gibson's got charm.
Got pan ass.
Yeah. All right, we got a serious fucking.
It's that movie you were
Sandler.
talking about the other night.
Oh,
Serious Sandler.
Yeah. Let's see how serious it gets.
3, 2, 1, play. I bet on this game.
Yeah.
Not really a
I
basketball.
mean, it's all right. I mean, it's okay. Wouldn't say I love it, you know?
Yeah.
The twin.
They are twins. Yes, they both. If they want ice cream, they both say yes. How in the hell?
They're twins. They're twins. That's how. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna have Danny DeVito or Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It might.
What if it's just Arnold Schwarzenegger?
And he's like, "Where's my twin?"
Doing the movie for Shada. Anyway.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1, play. Don't go in there.
And that's where they kept him. Do you?
Creepy ass looking house.
Let me guess, the spirit's infused to the crown molding in this one.
That would be creepy though.
Our bodies like sheep to the river. Well, wait. Looks like a movie you'll figure out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But people will like tell you till they're blue in the face. You won't guess the ending, bro.
I'm gonna guess
You
it
won't
right now.
guess it.
Both of the kids died.
Yeah, right.
And that's, I guess, a ghost you see it.
Ghost Kid.
Would probably be a better
The
ending.
man who fell to earth.
Welcome to Earth.
Earth or nothing.
Looks like a good remake.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thumbnail choice.
Yeah, right.
3, 2, 1, play. Mini trailer before the trailer.
The man who fell to earth.
So much optimism.
Always pressure washing. Mr. Starman. Yeah, you need help. You need some milk.
Yeah, right.
I remake it. Is he talking about like E.T. or something? That'll do, pig. Listen, that's a TV show.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
It looks like potential.
Oh, it is a remake.
Yeah. Original had Bowie in it.
That's funny.
Rip Torn. Yeah. Yeah. Released in 1976. Was it worth it? Are we going to do it?
We got the
All right,
Red
we
Ring
got
trailer.
Oh, are they going to say fuck?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
I saw like the
It's
first
Jack-
few, the little, you'll see. The over the topness, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking
Hell
hilarious.
yeah. Let's do it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Uh, uh, uh. That was Whitney
Jesus.
Cummings. It looks like a silly goose time, dude.
Yeah, it does. That's so random, dude. It's just, I can't believe that movie is real.
And it doesn't have Jack Black in it.
Yeah.
Or does
That
it?
we know of.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Pieces of Her.
This is the chick from Hereditary, right? Yeah, it's her.
Yeah, Toni Collette. Ugh. Okay. I'm guessing she's gonna be freaking out like 50% to 90% of the film, right?
Either that or like she can't get any sleep. She's stressing.
Yeah, or she's drunk. She's only got 3 modes. Let's see what's happening here.
3, 2, 1, play.
This is The Ring.
Some damn good VHS quality.
Yeah.
Hmm. No.
We will simply sip our wine and sit in awkward silences.
Oh, looks like a movie. Yeah. Looks like a movie.
I'm not buying her as some kind of secret agent.
Did we ever watch this? Because this came out in December of 2021.
I don't recognize
it. Yeah, I don't know.
Is this about Call of Duty?
RNG? I don't know. I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, play. What? All right. I can't believe he got that head and that helmet.
I know, dude. It's exactly what I was thinking.
You're done when we say you're done. It looks like MacGyver.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's that place in California. Oh, bear trap.
Get out of here too.
I'm gonna hobble like hell. This is the movie about that guy that was driving that armored truck. Got a cheekiness to it.
I mean, it looks.
What the fuck is this movie about?
Running and gunning, dude.
Man.
Okay. Just making sure I didn't miss something.
I didn't see him running, but he was gunning a little bit.
Man. So what are we going to watch next week? That is the question.
What we got on the slab? All stuff's out.
The new Texas
out,
Chainsaw.
Licorice Pizza,
yeah.
Texas Chainsaw.
I mean, I'm in the mood for anything, you know? I'm especially in the mood for love. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just, you know.
I haven't seen any of the reviews on Texas Chainsaw yet.
I mean, I've heard that they're dragging it through the mud.
Are they?
Yeah.
I've heard the same.
Unfortunate.
But, I mean, I think that that's where we come in, though, you know? Every time we watch something and everybody's like, this is fucking dumb. I'm like, have you seen some of the things that we've watched on this podcast?
Have you seen Necromantic?
This one guy said he thought it was a good movie. He said it's a gore movie. Lots of fun. Effects are well done. He
Like,
said
that's
it's
how
not a
that-
story. Not a story. It's some slasher fun, which is kind of what it should be when
Yeah.
it comes to. I'm down to
Yeah.
watch it if y'all want to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm cool
game.
with it.
Trailer look good.
Yeah, that's perfectly okay with me. I mean, we've watched almost all the other Chainsaw Massacre films, so
I mean,
It's
might as
gotta
well.
be better than that last one.
Yeah.
I mean, that bar was so low on the ground you couldn't even fucking like
That shit was straight rebar, dude.
it was
Wasn't it called?
bad.
Was it Leatherface?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
called
Oh,
Leatherface. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I feel like it was one of those movies I tried to make myself like. But yeah, it was bad.
Well, they fucked it up, dude. Like the one kid that you're like, that's got to be Leatherface, right? This fucking merciless badass over here, and it's like, no, he
Nah, it's
he
the one that's
dies.
crying.
Let me put
Yeah.
on my belted mask
Yeah,
and
But,
become Starman.
Starman.
Ding, da, da, dang.
Let's see. We get when does Moon Knight comes out in March, right? Let's see. Moon. I can't spell. Moon Knight.
30th.
So yeah, we've got a couple of weeks here where we can just fucking hammer some movies out, and before we get into the
Meat potato.
nuts and bolts. Yeah, the meat and taters, nuts and bolts.
Moon
Yeah.
and Night.
Yeah. Moon and Night.
All right, that's it.
Let's do it,
Texas
man.
Chainsaw Massacre. Checks in the mail.